David Armstrong represents MagFed Tactical Paintball.
Барсы.
Hey, it's me again, David Armstrong, your host. We don't waste time. We continued directly to the next part. After we captured the VIP, we moved out and were ordered to attack an outpost. We are about 500 meters north of our headquarters, or 300 meters further east of the last position from the previous video. The weather was really hot. We had around 24 degrees Celsius. Because of the long sleeves and the blouse I was wearing, I started sweating after just a few meters. But those were the smallest of difficulties. On the way to the outpost, we stopped in the trench to scout for enemy positions. Our group leader couldn't see anything, so we left the trench and walked towards the forest clearing. As we approached the forest clearing, our group leader Sergey reported enemy contact. Unfortunately, the radio connection broke down, so no one heard which direction the enemy contact was coming from. We had to stop first and keep an eye out for enemy units. We didn't want to just go forward blindly, because there was a high risk that we would come under heavy fire. At this point, we had absolutely no idea what was to come.
Вражеская пехота, спокойно. Вражеская пехота, спокойно, пацаны. Да, пацаны, давайте, на флаг.
We had to improvise, and quickly, because our group leader was injured and cut off from the rest of the squad. Some of us ran towards the group leader to help him. However, they were immediately shot at and were out of action. I tried to provide supporting fire. However, I had to struggle with loading jams. I should have lubricated the bolt, especially because the day before my AK was abused by almost the entire team on the range. My group leader was very frightened because these shots were quite close to his position. I had to do this to dissuade the advancing enemy from flanking him. I tried to calm him down. this moment we were already suffering heavy losses. Many of our comrades laid wounded in the field in front and also left of my position. There was only one thing I could do for the boys. Press some balls on enemy's position so that our medic could provide first aid. Advancing head-on was not an option. I spotted enemies on the roof of the main building, as well as inside the bunker underneath. Flank was not clear, so all that was left for me to do was advance from the left. Left flank was probably the bad choice. I was wounded, but a medic later revived me. Unfortunately, he died a short time later. I retreated back into the trench because an enemy squad from the Czech Republic came to reinforce and advanced in our direction.
David and Sergej, David and Commandier, command. Командир, tu Dawid, ja widzę wrażska piechota na lewa flank, mnie noga wrażska piechota, przyjął.
The enemies were screaming very loudly.
David an 2-1. Wir haben eine Menge Infanterie, linke Flanke. Vorne Angriffsrichtung aus, linke Flanke, feindliche Infanterie. Kommen. Hier ist wer noch im Spiel. 2-1.
Inside the trenches, I met Winter. We both withdrew to regroup with the others. However, everyone was dead, except for us. So we decided to locate the enemy squad and make a huge left flank to get behind the enemy defense line. We knew that if we stayed in the trench alone, the chance that we would be able to hold it until reinforcements arrived was very small. Falling back, or in this case fleeing, was not an option. We decided to move far north and then attack the enemy from behind. We assumed that most of the units would face south. If you don't feel like taking a pointless walk through the forest, then turn off the video now and we'll see you in the next one. Otherwise, if you don't mind walking, then stay with me. We were right. Most of the enemies were faced towards south. The further you flank, the less likely you are to be spotted, especially when the enemy have no units guarding the flanks. This is how we move forward without being shot at. Unfortunately, the best scenes were not recorded. During the course of our advance, 2 enemies were eliminated. I provided suppressive fire. Suppressive tomahawk balls, and Winter eliminated them with precise shots from his T-15 using FSR. Let me put it this way. Cheers. Sorry, I had to water the flowers for a moment. Until then. See you under the black sky.